Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal. Next up is Brentford, and what a crucial week this is. This is a huge, huge game for a couple of reasons. A huge week for a couple of reasons. One, if we beat Brentford, you're going to be top of the table on the Saturday night as we wait for the big clash on the Sunday, Liverpool against Man City. If that game ends up being a draw, we are going to be top of the table for the first time since December. We've not stepped there since December, the time we drew with Liverpool. After that, obviously, we lost to West Ham and then we lost that top spot. After that, 3 days after that, we're going to play FC Porto at home, another big, big game. So, in terms of how we're going to rotate the team, if we can get the job done early and rest a couple of players, this is a crucial week because we could easily know like how likely we are to win something this season by next Tuesday. Let's say we're going to lose to Brentford and Man City or some Liverpool or Man City, one of them win that game, and then we lose to FC Porto, things definitely take a turn after that. But if we go and we beat Brentford in this fixture, and then Liverpool, Man City, the results go our way, and then we end up beating FC Porto, it's going to be a huge, huge week. 7 Premier League wins in a row. Is it 7? We've won so many games, I can't remember. I think, yeah, we've won 7 games in a row since the Dubai break. Since Arteta joined Arsenal, we've never won 8 Premier League games in a row. This is a chance to do that for the first time. And this is our last Premier League game before we face Man City. Our game next week against Chelsea has been postponed. So it's a huge, huge week. And it's a home game. I couldn't have asked for a better game. We've been very, very good home and away recently. I mean, you've scored 31 goals in those 7 games. Things have been working out quite well. And our players are back. We saw Partey coming back against Sheffield. We saw Vieira returning that game. We saw Jesus returning in that game. Smith Rowe is obviously back in the team as well. We could easily have Zinchenko and Tomiyasu back as well very, very soon. So it's a game that I'm very, very confident for. I've watched a lot of Brentford, especially recently, because they've been playing against Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea. Recently, they've been playing against all those teams, Wolves and all that. So obviously, we've played Brentford twice already this season. On both occasions at their stadium, Brentford Community Stadium, and on both occasions, we won by 1 goal. 1-0 in the Carabao Cup early this season when Reece Nelson scored, and then earlier this year or earlier, like later last year, we beat them by 1 goal to 0 with Havertz scoring very late on in the 90th minute. So it's never been tough. It's never been easy against Brentford. We were the first team to fall victim to Brentford returning to the league, and those were dark days. That I always remember that game, and I'm like, those were dark days. You know, when we lost to Brentford on that Friday night in 2021, things were dark then. You know, I think Ben White got injured before the game was even played, and then we had to play. Was it Pablo Mari? It was tough. It was very, very tough. The way they scored against us, that opening goal, the way they were celebrating, the way everyone else was laughing at Arsenal. This new team, like we're the ones playing like we had been promoted, and obviously Ivan Toney making all those jokes about having a kickabout against Arsenal, a kickabout the boys against Arsenal. It's been dark days. Those were very dark days. Now, though, we are going into the games like this very, very confident. We just put another 6 past Sheffield. And that is another great performance. The way everyone was playing. I talked about it in yesterday's video, how Havertz and Odegaard are pressing from the front, how everyone was just looking good. Jesus came back. Jesus and Partey are not like 100% sharp because they're just coming back from injuries. But when they get to that level that we know they can get to, things will even look better. So I'm sure Brentford will come into this game worried about Arsenal. I've watched all the other teams' previews recently, and yeah, all of them are like, oh my goodness, Arsenal have been scoring 5-6 goals. All of them are worried. Now, if you take a look at how Brentford have done this, and they're currently 15th, they're on 26 points. They've scored 39 goals and they've conceded 50. Now, that's the 4th worst defensive record. Only Sheffield, Burnley, and Luton have a worse defensive record than Brentford this season. Now, over the last 2 years when Brentford have been in the league, I've always seen them as a very good defensive team with Ben Mee and those guys who are currently injured when they had David Raya as well in the team. I didn't really see them as a team that would concede a bunch of goals. No, they would keep a couple of clean sheets. They would score from set pieces. I think we took their goalkeeper coach. I think Chelsea are targeting their set piece coach. Like, there's a few things that they're very good at. And those days I used to watch Mbemo and Tony and all those guys, and they're very, very good. There's a time Ericsson was there as well. This season, it hasn't really worked out for them like that, especially this year, the year of 2024. They've won 2 games out of the 8. Now, I've watched like 5 of those, both times when they played Man City in the space of like a week. Man City went there and they scored three goals to 1 against them. And then when Brentford went to Man City, they scored, they lost 1-0. But the other results, if you take a look at the other results, Brentford beat Nottingham 3-2. Tottenham then beat Brentford 3-2. Man City beat Brentford 3-1. They beat Wolves 2-0. They lost heavily to West Ham 4-2. They drew Chelsea 2-2 recently. They lost 4-1 to Liverpool. So they conceded twice against Nottingham, 3 times against Tottenham, 3 against Man City. They conceded 4 against West Ham, 2 against Chelsea, 4 against Liverpool. So they are conceding goals. And we are a team that is really scoring a lot of goals recently. And I've also looked at how many times they allowed opponents to shoot the ball. Man City had like 25 shots or something in the game against Brentford. Similar to Liverpool, they had plenty of shots. So if we can get the job done, I mean, it's a tougher game than Sheffield, for example. Like Sheffield are absolutely horrific the other day. I would expect a tougher game from Brentford, especially even in attacking point. We don't allow teams a lot of shots on target against us, but when they have Tony and Visa and Mope, you'd expect them to have at least 1 or 2 shots on target. But in terms of them keeping a clean sheet against us, I don't think that is going to happen. And I would fancy us to get at least 2 goals in that first half. So I'm feeling really, really confident the way we've been playing. Let's hope we can do that again. And if we can get the job done early, right before that FC Porto game, carry that momentum to the FC Porto game, because that is a game we need to win. It would be a calamity if we went out to FC Porto this early in the Champions League knockout stages. So which kind of lineup will we go for? Now, obviously, Martinelli was subbed off against Sheffield with he was stepped on. I talked about the injury yesterday as well in yesterday's video. Saka went off sick at halftime. And obviously, as I said, all of the other players are back. But David Raya cannot play against his parent club. We still haven't signed him on a permanent deal. So we'll finally see Ramsdale. And this could be the last time we see Ramsdale playing for Arsenal, especially at the Emirates Stadium. This could be the last time we see him playing at the Emirates Stadium, and maybe even for Arsenal in general. You never know. Hopefully, he gets another chance sometime down the line. But listen, it's not about who we love and who we don't love. I love both goalkeepers. Whoever is playing, play. I'm not going to say, oh my goodness, I want to see Ramsdale. If we're fighting for the title, whoever is playing, that is what I'm focused on. So it could be his last appearance for us, and let's hope he plays well. Let's hope he plays well. So which kind of lineup would I go for if I was Mikel Arteta? So this is what I would go for. So defensively, I wouldn't change anything apart from Ramsdale. Obviously, Ramsdale comes in goal, and then left back Kiwi has been absolutely brilliant, and then Gabriel, Saliba, and Ben White would be my back 4. Ben White went off against Sheffield United, got a rest. Saliba has played every single minute this season. Gabriel is always there as well, and Kiwi has been absolutely brilliant. Like since he came in for Zinchenko after Zinchenko got injured. Like usually, if you take a look at that team, you'd say Zinchenko, Timber, and Tomiyasu all ahead of Kivio. Like, I remember very well, there's people who are asking for Kivio to be sold in January. Like, he's totally changed that. I don't think even Paul would ask for Kivio to be sold in the summer. That's how quickly turn things around. And I think also the way we've asked him to play has definitely helped in terms of that, because he was playing as an inverted fullback. He was trying to do the Zinchenko role. But right now, we're asking him to just bomb forward on the left side when he can, assist when he can. That no-look assist to Martinelli the other day against Sheffield, incredible. He also got an assist for Havertz against Burnley. He also put in the cross for Trossard's goal against Burnley as well. He scored against Newcastle. Like, he's been performing defensively and attacking-wise as well. And it's part of the reason why we're also defending really, really well and keeping a lot of clean sheets. So that I'd stick with the same defense. Midfield-wise now, again, another game where we could decide to go with Rice as long as the number 6 and then more attacking players. But since I don't have Martinelli in this lineup, even if he's fit, I'd just leave him on the bench for this one, have him 100% for the FC Porto game. This is what I'd go for in midfield. I'd stick with Jorginho again. He's been absolutely incredible. The way his passing technique in midfield, he's allowed Declan Rice to push forward. He's making everything look so easy for us. So I'll stick with Jorginho, Declan Rice, who can easily get another goal in this game, and then Martin Odegaard as usual. So that would be my midfield 3. And then the front line, since Martinelli who looked like a bad injury and he went off, but it's not as serious. He could be on the bench for this one, but I wouldn't start him. This is what I'd go for. I'd go with Saka on the right, Trossard on the left, and Havertz would stay up front. He's been really good as well there. And then remember, Trossard has been really good as well. So when Trossard starts, I really want him to start as well in this game. It's about rotation. Martinelli starts 2, Trossard comes in. Sometimes Rice starts as the number 6, and then you have Havertz starting up front and maybe Trossard in midfield. Maybe sometimes you can find a way to start Jesus as well and Smith Rowe and all that. I think Jesus will start in the Champions League. I would start him in the Champions League, but on the bench, that leaves this. So that's the front line for me: Trossard, Havertz, and Saka. I think that is good enough to get the job done in this one. Obviously, Havertz scored in the last minute against Brentford last time, and then that leaves Carl Hein on the bench, our third choice goalkeeper: Cedric, El Neni, Partey, Vieira, Smith Rowe, Jesus, Nketiah, and Nelson. For Jesus and Partey, you have to really manage their minutes. I'm sure some of you would say start Partey, start Jesus. Not really for this one. I would bring them off the bench again for this, maybe 20, 25 minutes again. And then I would start Jesus against Porto. I'm not so sure about Partey because Jorginho has been playing really, really well. So as long as they can get minutes, I mean, if you're able to bring on Partey like against FC Porto from the bench, that's a good card to have, a card to play from the bench. That's a very good card to play from the bench. So that's the lineup I would go for. My prediction for this game, I mean, I'm looking at this Brentford results, how many times they allow shots to be taken against them. The likes of Ben Mee are injured, Boehmer's been injured for most of the season. I mean, they're not going to have such a poor attacking performance like what Sheffield had the other day. But come on, man. I'm sorry. I'm going to go for Arsenal 4, Brentford 0. I'm sorry. I'm going to go for Arsenal to win the game 4-0. The way we've been scoring goals, I would have even gone for more, but just because I feel like since we have FC Porto coming up, there's going to be a bit of taking the foot off the gas, and maybe you could sub off Saka. If you have like a 2-goal lead in the 60th minute, you could see Saka going off, maybe an Odegaard going off. The reason I've gone with 4 and not 3, I wanted to go for 3-0. The reason I've gone for 4 is because Jesus coming on, he might want to score this time, Smith Rowe, Vieira, all those guys. So I've gone for Arsenal 4, Brentford 0. These are just crazy predictions. I mean, last time I said Arsenal 6, Brentford, not Brentford, I said Arsenal 6, Sheffield 0, and I did say Arsenal 4, Burnley 0. So accurate with one, very close with the other. So I'm going for 4-0 in this one. Let me know a prediction for this particular game. And what do you expect? Which kind of lineup would you want to see? Would you want to see someone like a Smith Rowe starting, a Vieira starting, or do you want to keep it the same and rest players for FC Porto probably, or you want to focus on this game first, start Martinelli and then take them off? Martinelli could obviously end up being on the bench. I didn't include him today. Obviously, if he's fit enough, he'd be on the bench maybe instead of El Neni because Partey's on the bench. So that would be my lineup. Thank you for watching. 4-0 prediction for us, and let's get the win and then let's focus on FC Porto after that. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you on the next one.